Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or Hbar if you will. Now, I'm going to be talking about if we could be seeing a major breakout on the Hbar USD chart here. And I know that that goes against pretty much everything that I've been saying, but we're going to be addressing why I think that this could be a possibility. Of course, I'm going to give you guys my little bit of concerning factors today as well, because I do think that right now with the ETF launch today, that we could be seeing some more volatile price action. That's what I'm fairly watching for currently. So overall, let's just jump into it and let's address what's happened throughout the market. So obviously right now with Bitcoin kind of moving, it's kind of been a little bit shaky for a lot of the market, especially considering the fact that Bitcoin dominance is fairly high. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be addressing that a little bit here shortly as well. But overall, I'm fairly happy right now with how the market looks. It looks fairly stable. So I'm waiting for a nice validation or invalidation point on Bitcoin at some sort of target somewhere around the 63K point, and also a breaking point of around the 58K. It's almost like 59K almost exactly. It's like around 58.8K. It's the low that we just recently printed. So I'm watching that very, very closely. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about this price chart. Now, I typically don't like to use trend lines, but I do know a lot of people who do use them. And shout out to Crypto Bull God for this tweet here and this chart. Now, this is overall fairly reasonable to look at, especially considering the fact that we are closing the gap on this nice little breaking point. If we could break up above around 38 cents and kind of find a nice support channel up there, I think that we could see a little bit of a wick to around 46 cents, possibly even a retest of the current all-time high, which is around the 50 some cent range. It's almost 60 cents exact almost. So overall, that's what I'm currently watching for. Now, of course, there's a lot of resistance around those levels, and we're going to be talking about that right now. So let's just jump into it and let's talk about Hbar. So we are seeing some volume flow in. It's nothing too crazy, and honestly, right now, the volume is on a decline still on the 1 day, but we are seeing us hit some resistance at around that nice point that I do have on the chart. Until we get that nice breakout point to the demand zone somewhere around the 42 centile range to around 46 cents, I'm not going to be too happy on, Hbar, right? And I've discussed this. I've talked about my concerns within a lot of these altcoins and how a lot of people kind of play into the idea of these altcoins really kind of getting that nice breaking point. The reason why I think that Hbar could have a breakout sooner than expected is because there is a lot of strength around the 33 centile range. As you guys do see, we bounced off of it and retested it multiple times and always kind of reclaimed that. Now, I haven't been looking at the moving averages, but I do want to look at only a few of them. So first off, we're only going to throw on one here, and we're actually going to be doing the 50-day MA for the first one just to kind of address and look at. I want to kind of see this. So right now, yeah, we pretty much broke down a little bit below it, but it wasn't too much. We just peaked below it a little bit, reclaimed it. Looks fairly strong here. Doesn't look too crazy overall, of a nice little kind of ride to the top here. And we've peaked below it before, even going back to September 21st, as well as even looking at September 28th and 29th. So overall, what I really want to see with the 50-day MA is kind of just ride this like we did with the 200-day MA. Now let's look at the 100 and also the 200-day as well. So here is the 100. So the 100 is fairly low. The 200 should be, pretty much around that level as well. So yeah, overall, so I'm watching the 50-day MA here because it looks like we are riding that fairly closely. And right now, where that lies within is around the 50 or the 35.8 centile range. Now again, is it too crazy to kind of wick below that a little bit? No, it's not. In fact, when we do wick below it, it's short-lived. It's not a long-term consolidation below that point or anything like that. But with that, we always see a little bit of a scam wick, or we see a quick wick to the bottom, which I've always said that we could be seeing 33 cents. Now, I do want to look at the micro levels on Hbar. So we do see a lot of volume actually on the 4-hour span here, which is fairly cool to see. We're actually seeing a decrease in price with the volume increase. I mean, we had a little bit of a wick above around the 36.7 centile range, which is a major resistance point, and you guys obviously could see the resistance up around almost 39 cents. Here you guys have it. So that's fairly strong to say the least. So we really want to get that nice breakout point to the 42 centile range to really kind of break up above significant resistance. Now again, like I said, I don't like using trend lines. I more so watch the volume aspect, and I also watch what the pattern is playing out with on, HBAR. And right now, um, the volume within the overall price chart is nothing too crazy. I will say this, it almost looks like a massive, and we could actually kind of remove everything. It almost looks like a massive cup and handle forming here. If we could get a nice little, wick somewhere around here, this would be a perfect cup and handle situation on HBAR. And I think that when we're talking about cup and handles, I've always said, cup and handles are very, very bullish throughout the entire market, especially in crypto, right? When we see, a lot of cup and handles formation, that's where we do see a lot of strength. For an example, the total 2, or if you guys will, the altcoin market cap is in a massive, cup and handle on the weekly chart. And I've showed you guys this multiple times, so it's nothing new. This is a nice cup, and obviously have the handle, and we're waiting for that nice validation, handle to play out. It could play out in a negative aspect as well. It's not always guaranteed to do a bullish settlement point, but I'm just saying right now with cup and handles, we are seeing a lot of them on these price charts. So right now, the best thing or the most bullish aspect about what's happening throughout this market is the total 2, or the altcoin market cap. It's ranging between, that nice 786, but it is retesting that solid resistance up around the $1.367 trillion mark. I personally want to see us back up above around 1.4 trillion. That's what I'm waiting for, but I do want us to break above that $1.367 trillion mark, which is fairly significant resistance. And I actually want to see us grasp some support there. Now, why is this important? Why do I want to see this? Well, it's also very important for a lot of our altcoins, including HBAR, to really kind of see some major breakout points around that range. And right now, what I really want from HBAR is just the volume on the Bitcoin pair to kind of continue on this upward trend. It doesn't look too good in regards to volume, so I'm not too dead certain on that being the aspect. But I do want to see us back in this parabolic sort of level up around the 750 to 789 stat level. I think that is a significant point to really kind of see us at. And that's what I'm personally watching for currently. And right now, for HBAR, am I bullish or bearish? I'm sort of macro, or I should say, macro bullish, micro bearish in a sense. So, I'm bearish on the short-term aspect just because of Bitcoin. And just to clarify why I'm, a little bit bearish on the short-term aspect, well, look at Bitcoin dominance, right? And let's actually go over to Bitcoin as well. We kind of look at both of these. So we did see Bitcoin dominance kind of hit some resistance up here around the 47% level, which is fairly significant. We could actually kind of move this line up here. Let's make this a little bit, thinner so that we can see it. So there's that solid resistance point on the Bitcoin dominance chart. I'm waiting for us to actually kind of retest this and actually break out above, maybe possibly even test 50%. I know that is a fairly high stretch. Or, maybe we could see a rejection off of this level and kind of range lower, test the bottom support maybe at 44.7% or even lower, and then we'll have a nice little wick to the top, and then that's where we will pretty much go into our massive dropping point, which will lead us into alt season, or I should say hopefully lead us into alt season. We just have to watch this play out perfectly, because this is probably going to play out in a fairly long-term span. Just to give you guys that little bit of an insight on the weekly chart, I can kind of show you guys how long these play out. It doesn't take too long. But here's the 2017-2018 bull run. Now, just so you guys know, these are measured in week spans. So, of course, October was bullish for Bitcoin dominance. We actually even ranged to around 68%, almost 70% plus. Then we had a little bit of a scam drop, or I should say a massive wick to the bottom, support around 50%. Ranged sideways, and then ranged a little bit higher at around 70, almost 2%. It's actually 71.3. And we had that nice wick to the bottom support at around 35.47, which was our bottoming point, which allowed for all of our altcoins to really kind of go parabolic, which is what I'm expecting still on Bitcoin dominance. Now, of course, with Bitcoin dominance kind of ranging higher here, or I should say ranging around the high level that it is at, we have to watch Bitcoin because Bitcoin will pretty much tell us, hey, your altcoins are going to bleed no matter if I do pump or even if I drop. And that is essentially what we are seeing right now within Bitcoin dominance kind of being this high, with Bitcoin kind of, ranging around these levels. And of course, you do see the resistance at around 63K. I said, we need to break up above that, get into this nice demand zone, or even, break this level down here to really kind of see a nice validation or invalidation point on Bitcoin. So overall, are we going to see a pump on Hbar? I pretty much, I doubt it. We have to watch PA play out, of course. We have to watch the Bitcoin price chart for it, as well as kind of watch, the total too, as well as Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the key player right now throughout this entire market. So that is what I'm personally watching for currently. Of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you think that Hbar is going to pump or not. Me personally, from a technical analysis standpoint, I just don't think it's time yet. I think that we need a lot more, volume. And I also think that we need a lot more strength on the Bitcoin pair. But with that being said, I hope that you guys, got some clarification from this video. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys don't want more content, you guys are more than welcome to check out NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.